Slop City Podcast!
Oh, that's beautiful.
No, I can't. I have these two dumb bitches podcast studio in my dining room, okay?
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live here with the gas station. Reefer Madness over here. She's sucking it hard and sucking it good. Yeah, just go on down to the old cannabis shelter and get you some different.
Dude, the place... Excuse me. Yeah, sorry. Here, let's start.
Sorry, my neck.
My back. Lick my pussy and my crack. Oh, oh.
Did we start?
Yeah, we just started the podcast. It just started. The theme song just played and everything.
Huh?
Yeah. Slop City Podcast.
Slop City Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Raging Rivers episode of Slop City Podcast. I am Tina Dybal, and that's Libbie Higgins.
And I'm Mother Higgins.
And that's Mother Higgins. And that's my Mother Higgins.
Mother Higgins is wrapped up again because she's still cold. And it's been a week for you, but it's then been 20 minutes for us.
It's been 1 week since you looked at me. Man, that's a really good idea for a song every time the podcast comes back on.
It's been.
I don't really know what I got going on with my hair here, but it's fun.
It's a little nugget. Listen.
God damn it.
Anytime in the 80s when I would see a cliffhanger episode of my favorite sitcom, maybe it was Growing Pains.
Oh, yeah?
Family Ties.
Yeah.
I couldn't wait till the next week. And I know that there's people in the audience who are like, last episode was kind of a cliffhanger.
And usually we forget. Gene Simmons, Israeli-American musician. That's me. Dude, what the fuck? Why do I look like all these guys? If you go to Rafe's Instagram, he made a reel for me on Valentine's Day, which was very nice. But there was a photo that he put in there comparing me to The Undertaker. And he does this every time I wear this one black shirt and black leggings. He always is like, "What's up, Undertaker?" And I'm like, "I fucking hate you, dude. You're..." And then he shows the picture, and I'm like, "Fuck."
You're like, yeah.
Yeah, I look exactly like The Undertaker. Love wearing... And the funniest part about calling me The Undertaker is that, like, it wasn't my nutsack and my balls that were showing in my leggings. It was my fupa, you know? So I was like a female Undertaker.
Does the Undertaker have a name, or is it just he's the Undertaker?
Just think he's the Undertaker.
Mr. Undertaker.
Excuse me, Mr. Undertaker. Excuse me, Mr. Underwear Taker. Do you think that's what it really is? He's the underwear taker?
I really think it has something to do with working at a funeral home or something.
For sure. Oh, okay. Yeah, that definitely makes sense. Mortician. It's funny. Play on words. Well, so what would make you, when you would get back for the cliffhanger episode, would you let everyone know, like, guys, there was a big cliffhanger? Or did everyone know?
We all knew when we sat down to watch our favorite program. Because we didn't have what's called TiVo or whatever. What is that thing that records it? What is that called?
It was TiVo.
TiVo.
That was the first one.
You know, we had to watch it as it happens. So what they would do generally is say, on last week's episode.
Yeah. Last week.
Last week, Family Ties star Michael J. Fox did pot. Will his life change forever? Or something like that. When we ended, we started talking about a drunk guy in the audience.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to begin talking about him immediately.
Yep.
Because Randy wasn't there last night.
No, he was not, which it was noticed. I'll tell you that, Randy.
I'll tell you that much. Randy wasn't there.
He was not there.
I'm going to let you begin the...
Yeah, since I was...
I'm going to let you begin the
Since I was on stage first. So, either way, guys, so we were... Oh, there it is. That's the hat he had on. See it right there? Gold logo dad cap. Well, let me tell you, if that guy's a dad, Oh boy, I'd love to have him as mine.
Well, I kept saying he was my dad.
Yeah, you did. Okay, so
And when he got kicked out, just spoiler alert, I said, Dad, stop embarrassing me as he's trying to fight the 7'8" security guard. Small white man.
small
Trying to
white
fight
man.
a very tall, strong black man named Ant.
So last night we're getting ready for the late show. And the best way that I can describe how I feel about the late show, it's progressed over the 10 years I've been doing stand-up, for sure. I used to think the late show was the best show. I used to be like, oh my God, I love the late show. It's like so fucking crazy. Like so many wild, fun things happen. But now over the years after doing late shows, I'm like, I generally dread the late show now because, especially on a Friday, because those people mostly got off work. Not everybody, but a lot of the people got off work and they fucking ran straight to the club or they ran to meet drinks.
They
Whatever.
started drinking
too early, and then they're fucking torched by the time they come in for the show. So that's generally why I feel weird about the late show. But now it's kind of progressed. And for me, the best way I can describe it is that sometimes it feels like the late show is people who have only seen comedy on TikTok or have only seen crowd work clips.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It feels like it's almost like the less experienced crew. It feels like it's like the B crew coming in, you know? It's not the A team. A team's the early show to me.
Generally, if you have somebody that's coming in that's specific, you know, coming in, the biggest fans are buying the first show. They want to be there. They don't want to come to the second show. They want the very first show, and they'll buy the ton of tickets. The people that come to the second show, right, are people are just like, let's go check this out.
Yeah. Hey, this gal looks like kind of like Michael J. Fox in a way. She's very beautiful, but there is some interesting Michael J. Fox resemblance. I wonder if she'll be doing any Michael J. Fox related comedy material.
So the people that are at first shows, they're there for it.
Mm-hmm.
People at second shows, they don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
A little more rowdy.
Not everyone.
Maybe they've worked all week at their accounting job and they want to get a little wild with Susan, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And Frank tells Susan, listen, this lady's doing comedy, but I could be funnier. So I'm gonna scream out.
Watch this.
Or something like, watch what I say.
Watch what I'm about to say. I'm about to say mudslide really loud. It's like, huh?
But yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. I
think it's important to talk about this stuff because I think some of the reason that we had such great audiences last night, and I have no idea if it's because of this podcast. I have no idea if it's because of our stories or things that we do, whatever. But I feel like on this podcast, we have done a great job over the years just explaining kind of what it's like to be comedians and how it functions and the things that are taboo or the things that are like shitty to do as an audience member.
Mm-hmm.
So either way, last night we're getting ready for the late show. And, you know, the first show was so good and I felt so relieved. But then we're getting ready to do the late show and I'm already panicking again, getting scared, kind of like, oh my God, I didn't, just scrambled. And I look over at Libbie, and Libbie's like, what's going on? And I go, can she do it again? And then Libbie goes, who, me? And I go, no. I was like, you know, that's what goes on in my head when we're like going to do 2 shows in a night. Like, I'm like, okay.
I thought she was doubting me.
Yeah, which is sad. But it's like, I mean, I kind of am. Like, I was saying it to the whole room. To the whole green room in a way, but it was more about myself.
I needed you to be the Rock.
Yeah, for sure. I was on the first show.
You were. But the other night when I was saying, I came in strong the other day when I came in. We're going off on tangents, but that's okay.
Oh, yeah. Calm down. We'll get there.
I was fucking flipping out. And I'm like, I don't want to be a headliner. I don't want to do it. I can't do it. Because I'm insecure and I was expecting Tina to be like, you got it. And Tina looked scared to death, and I thought, if Tina's scared, Tina doesn't believe in me, how am I supposed to believe in myself? She didn't say, yeah, you got this. She just goes,
Did I really? Oh my, when was this? That's how you know that I was panicking too, because I was scared.
it was when we came in the other night to do the podcast. And that night when we came on Thursday, and I was just ranting, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
And sometimes I just say stuff because I need reinforcement. But I was just saying that because I truly believed that I was not going to be able to headline, and I just didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
And I got nothing from you because you were freaking out too, and you're probably like, yeah, maybe you shouldn't. In your brain, you're probably like, yep, maybe you shouldn't do it then. What's going on?
Do you know what I was thinking? I was thinking, why did I let myself down again? You knew this show was 2 weeks ago. Libbie told you 2 weeks ago. In your brain, you said, damn, that's awesome. We're going to get to do a show together. We're going to do the podcast together all weekend. I am not going to be rusty. I am going to be chiseled, cut, presentable, and ready. And I was feeling good. So yeah, the night before when I realized, guess what I have not done the last 2 weeks? I have not looked at 1 minute of my stand-up set. I have not looked at it. I haven't thought about it. I haven't listened to a voice memo, nothing. And then I was realizing, wow, the show's tomorrow. And do you know what I did? Also, promised our fucking tax guy that I would have him everything by Friday at 2 p.m. And guess what's not in right now? Our taxes.
And I can't be mad.
I'll do them later today. I have everything together. It's just the final. We all know that some people have trouble finishing the final details of a project. Now, it's definitely that for me because I'm I'm a procrastinator, but I've realized more than anything, it's fear. Like, it's just, I am so scared. I'm scared to even let myself be vulnerable or believe that I deserve to be a comedian. So I don't even sit. I try to sit and barely write, I think. I think it's a way of punishing myself and sabotaging.
Yeah.
Now that I'm seeing it for
We're
what
mentally
it is.
ill.
We're not doing well, but that's why you guys love us. How's everybody doing? Santana. Okay.
Yeah. So Tina sits back there and says, can she do it again? And broke my confidence for about 5 seconds till I said, me?
Yeah. And then we checked in, realized, okay, no.
She was talking about herself.
I was talking about myself.
I'm like, oh, because that's why President Donald Trump stopped pronouns. Because when you said, can she do it again? I thought you were talking to me.
Oh, yeah, that totally makes sense.
So
yeah, President Donald Trump.
So President Trump canceled that so we don't have to get confused anymore. You can't say a pronoun.
No,
you can't say I or me because those are also pronouns.
Don't say me, myself, or Irene. Disgusting. I hate Irene. I've never liked her.
Okay, so let's set the stage again for a cliffhanger. Jesus Christ, my phone is blowing up.
Well, I walk out on stage and start the show, and I'll be honest, definitely right off the bat, I know, hey, this is not going to be as good as the last one, but it was still good.
Let's not say good. Let's say just different energy.
Yeah, you're right. That's what, it was just.
Because the people that are there were probably like, wait, we were having fun.
Yeah, no. Well, and here's why. Because I looked over, it was right when I walk out, I see this old guy. He's honestly, fairly good-looking, attractive old
Cute
guy. Old white man with a grill wearing this Santana hat you see on the screen.
And again, I didn't hear much of her set, but what I did hear her yell was, you're wearing a Santana hat. And I laughed. Me and Teal laughed.
This guy was something else. He had a gold grill and the Santana hat, wearing kind of like a satiny bouncer jacket. Now, I could see right when I looked into this man's eyes when I walked on stage, oh boy, this guy is fucking drunk. He had the eyes.
Yep.
He had those eyes. And, I mean, I was like, this guy's fucking torch. So I'm starting my set. I'm doing my thing. And the guy is just having a good old time, kind of watching, also very drunk, kind of looking off, and he's with a very hot black woman. So we've got an interracial couple up front.
And so far, President Trump has not canceled that, so that is okay.
So far, President Trump is still okay with all of that, so that's great. That was nice to see that out in the flesh. You know, we had some diversity at the show. We had some gays. Diversity. We had black people. We had white people. We had some Latinos. All of that. Mm-hmm. Either way, we got Mr. fucking Magoo, old boy, Santana hat.
Cold ass honky, as I called him.
So either way, I'm doing my set, and somehow, some way, I honestly don't even remember because it was just a lot going on. But this guy at some point, while I am bent down doing some kind of cool sex act impression, doing something really hot. This guy is a fucking sleep. He's drunk as fuck. He's like asleep. And I am talking to him.
And he needs to be awake when you're doing a sex act.
Everybody should be awake if I'm doing a sex act. And I was doing one of these cool sex acts like this. I think I was doing one of these. I think I was like imitating like how people look when they fuck. Oh my God. Like, and I was like, I just looked at myself and wanted to die. Like I was imitating it like this. I was like, yeah, and we're like fucking and it's really hot like this. And I was like I was like doing like some
grind on me.
Some hot cool moves. And I look back at homeboy. I was like, what's he doing? I was like, what's Mr. Santana doing? Or something like that. I look back and this MF is asleep. And I go, this motherfucker is asleep right now. I was like, I can't fucking believe it.
He should have got kicked out at that point.
I said, he is asleep right now. And I talked to him, I would say for a full minute about him to the audience or whatever. I wish I could hear what I said. I actually could play it.
Oh, I forgot I recorded mine too.
I recorded mine. But either way, I said something to him about like, this motherfucker is asleep and I'm sitting there with my pussy in his face. Like this rude motherfucker saying something like that. And then he was like, yeah, just trying to
so drunk
be along with the joke and all that. And like the lady he was with was fucking pissed.
Over it,
done, and I would be too. I get it. It is gross. It is gross to be that drunk. I have realized it. I don't want to, it's gross, guys. Those days are over. We need to stop doing it.
Especially sitting in the very front.
Sitting in the very front row. So he is asleep and wakes up. And honestly, I just kind of start cheering for him. I go, oh, yeah, give it up for this guy. And everybody claps and he is so excited.
He has no idea what's going on.
He thinks we're all clapping for him because he's a cool guy or something. And then he was like asleep and I was like, this motherfucker, I go, he's got a fucking Santana hat on. And he was sleeping. I go, this is what he's hearing right now. It's the long ago. And I started like doing like yacht rock impressions and singing Michael McDonald. I was like, this dude, I was like, I said something about playing smooth jazz out of my pussy to wake him up or something.
We were roasting his ass.
We roasted him. But this guy, just so fucking drunk. I'll have to listen to my set later to find the funny things. I thought I would have more grand story about it, but it was basically just that, just torched right. Energy.
And when I came out right off the bat, noticed it too.
Now, was he asleep when you came out? Or
he wasn't asleep, but I had asked him something because I did a sexual act too. And I said, do you like that? And he goes, so right off the bat, I became enraged. No, I wasn't mad. My interactions with him were more of wanting to make sure he was going to be okay. I wanted to make sure he wasn't driving.
Yeah.
Because I told him his reaction times were very slow.
Yeah.
And I kind of gave him a couple tests. I pointed to the picture of the arch and I go, what is this, sir? He goes, helium. I go, no. This thing right here. And he goes, oh, that's the arch. I go, okay, that's good. But when the cops pull you over, they're not going to ask you questions like that. They're going to ask you your ABCs and stuff. And quite frankly, your reaction time is too slow and you're going to go to jail. Just, roast him. And he was so drunk and so his reaction times were so slow that he didn't know I was even roasting him.
Yeah.
And I wasn't roasting him that hard. It was fun. Everybody was having fun. And at one point I'm doing doing my jokes and there's another gentleman in the front and I'm not paying attention to the drunk guy anymore. Girlfriend has got up and left.
Yeah.
And the guy in the front is going like this to me to indicate for me to look over.
Yeah.
And I look over and old boy's security's over there behind him, whispering. Security walks away, and then about 3 minutes later, the guy goes, "Who's whispering to me?" But the guy is already on the other side of the club.
Who's there?
We were just having so much fun making fun of him. And I said, "Look, sir, what's your name?" And he goes, "Melissa." And we all died laughing. I go, "Thanks for coming, Melissa." Oh, and also he kept saying, "It's her birthday." He said it, I don't know, 5 times.
Okay.
And each time I acknowledged it. And then I said, "Let me switch this up." He goes, "It's her birthday." I go, "What the fuck? Why didn't you tell us it was her birthday?" And he would say it over and over again, and I would react the same way. "Why didn't you tell us?"
Oh, I love it.
But he did end up getting kicked out.
Yeah.
And tried to fight, And
so I was not out there at this point. So he did try to fight. Like
he was fine. He got up. He goes, "Oh, fine, kick me out. And is walking, and then gets about halfway in my view, and I see him start going. And I don't know if it was Ant or the other guy, just picks him up and walks him out. Now, that wasn't the end of the story. Then during the meet and greet, somebody, I think, told me and you, "Hey, that was the guy that got kicked out of Flyover."
Uh-huh.
And then it all came together.
Yep.
Because when the guy got kicked out of Flyover, wasn't there a lot of noise going on, Randy? Him saying like, "Hey, you let go of me."
He was like, "Ah!" I think he was like, "Oh,
my arm."
Yeah, I think, didn't he do that, Randy? Was it, or did you not see it? I don't know why I thought you saw it.
Rafe was the one that actually told him he had to go. I didn't realize he was in the showroom being a problem. He just had come over and sit down on this couch next to the merch table, and he was just fucked up. I just thought, oh, this guy just needs to sleep it off right on. And then that's when Rafe came over and started telling me, he had to leave, that the club wanted him to go. And then he started getting a little belligerent, and I was like, "Rafe, you're handling this better than I would, because I would have punched him in his fucking throat and dragged him out the door by his hair." So, yeah, that's kind of funny. That's the same dude, though.
Here's what's crazy to me. If he came to Flyover, he's a huge fan.
He's a fan.
You don't come to Flyover to see me and Tina specifically if you're not a fan, and then come and sit first row in Helium. This guy's a huge fan and has been kicked out twice.
Listen, buddy, we want you to see our show, and I am not mad at you, okay? Arrivederci, motherfucker. Last weekend, I got fucked up. I got too drunk. I got too drunk. Why? Because I'm nervous. I'm in an uncomfortable spot of life. Everything feels unsure. I'm scared. What did I do? Ruin a cool moment for myself. I stole joy and connection from myself by being nervous and thinking drinking more was going to make me feel better. I did that last week, Melissa, okay? Last weekend, Melissa, I was at the Alice in Chains concert, and it's like, oh, I was good to go up until about fucking 9:30, and then getting a little crunk, doing the thing where you think you're a cool guy, and everyone around you is kind of like, what's she talking about? And, I've been there, my man. I've been there, sweet Melissa. You think I haven't been there, sweet Melissa? That's the name of this episode, Sweet Melissa. Sweet Melissa.
And Melissa, I don't know if you listen to this podcast. I'm thinking you do.
I'm thinking you fucking do.
This is our intervention for you.
Yep.
Because I want you to come to the show and not be drunk, because I don't want you to get kicked out. And not only do I want you to not get kicked out, I don't want you potentially driving as inebriated as you are. Because like we said, you're a hot guy.
Hot guy.
You could get any girl out there. You got a hot woman. But we want to be able to have you at the whole show and not get kicked out. Was it funny that you got kicked out twice? Absolutely.
Yeah. Is this something we're going to remember, and we hope that you don't remember? Just kidding. We know you won't remember. I think I said something too. I was like, yeah, for sure. I was like, that's super cool. What a cool guy. I was like, yeah, his family. Oh, God.
Do you have a drinking problem?
Yeah.
And I'm okay saying that because I've seen it. It's twice.
Yeah.
Things like this don't happen twice.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm not perfect. In fact, I'm surprised how many imperfections I have because I'm so cool.
Tell us one. Tell us an imperfection, and then say something positive. And then I'll say something positive about that guy. I'll say something positive about Melissa.
I'm lazy.
You're lazy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's because you're fat, so.
Yeah. I tend to be a little bit lazy. That's not true. I'm not really lazy.
You're not lazy at all.
I can't think of anything bad things because I'm perfect. But
yeah, we're 10s.
But what I'm saying to you is, and this isn't a situation where it's like you can't throw stones at a kettle calling the kettle or whatever that saying is.
Yeah, you can't eat a kettle black.
I'm just telling you that your drinking is to a point where it's upsetting your friends and family, and if you don't accept this help, and we don't have the kind of money here on Slop City to send you to rehab, but if we were on the show intervention, we would be, and we would want you to say, yes, I'll accept this help.
If John Tapper from Bar Rescue was willing to sign up to help you get sober, I would love that. But no, I don't think it needs to be that dramatic. We're not trying to tell you exactly what to do with your life. But what we will say is, and I will say, as somebody who has passed out at Flyover before, sitting at the bar at the very end of a long weekend at the after party, but it's also like, what are you doing? Why are you getting that crunk, bro? What are you hiding from? Because that's what I'm starting to realize.
He's hiding from something?
You're hiding from something, boo-boo.
He's hiding from us because he hasn't gotten to see a whole show. He's gotten kicked out before the show's completed.
Sweet Melissa, what are you doing? We want you there.
We want you there.
We want you there. We don't want you drunk.
And in a parallel universe where you're not a heavy drinker, I'd be proud to have you on my arm. And when I say that, I mean like,
She let you eat crackers in her bed, baby. Not really. We don't want to like upset Melissa, but sweet Melissa,
the real Melissa.
Yeah, we don't want to upset the real Melissa.
I don't want to upset her, but I'm just trying to say is you don't need all that drink.
No, bro. Get a club soda, chill out, you know.
But we want you. I want you to see a show and remember it. I don't think you remember it. You probably came to this one at Helium because you're like, I've never seen these gals before.
I wonder if he remembers when Rafe took him out of Flyover and he was like, oh.
Did we tell Rafe about that guy last night? I can't remember.
I don't think so. No.
Rafe's going to shit his pants.
Oh, he's going to be fucking dying.
Would he take a call from us right now if we just told him about what happened?
Probably.
Just be like, hey, can you believe? Be like, can you believe? Just be like, remember the guy that you kicked out of Flyover? Can you imitate his screaming? And then we'll go in and tell him, guess what, motherfucker? Guess who was at our show last night? Is he in the car with Todd Berry?
I'm wondering if he is, so that's why I'm texting him. What are you doing? Can you take a call on Slop City? We need correspondence.
And if he says no, that'll be fine. My breath is so bad after I drink a protein shake because it tastes like dead animals. Go ahead. I was gonna say the hormones I'm going on. I don't know if these are all other ones, but it's made from pregnant horse urine. So
HCG. That's what they're getting, man. They're getting that sweet HCG from that sweet horse urine.
Are they jerking off a horse to get the urine out?
Oh, God, I hope not. I hope the horse is just maybe peeing all over the place and standing in it.
They got a little cup behind it. And
they got a catheter. What are we talking about?
They should stand behind him with a bucket.
Yeah, that would be
least invasive.
That would be really sweet.
I'll have to look it up. I know that I was given the choice of two, and I don't know which one I took.
Yeah. Oh, boy,
the
that
one that's
guy.
going to make my pussy wet.
Oh, yeah, I want the one that's going to get rid of my vaginal atrophy. Man, what cool stuff. I felt like I had vaginal atrophy last week because I used a fucking Manscaped razor that we got for free on my area, and I nicked it.
I thought there was a no nick promise. You You mean that we read
A fake ass ad?
to our customers and there was a no nick guarantee and you got nicked?
I got nicked.
Was it your fault or was it Manscaped's fault?
I got nicked near my clit.
What if you sliced? I can't even think about it.
I know, dude. I was freaking, bro. And I mean, I know I got to take it easy when I'm down there, but it's like, good God, I can't be carrying a full-length mirror around with me everywhere.
Did it bleed really bad?
No, it didn't, but I just felt it. This is how I knew, because I peed after I got out of the shower, and I was like, ha.
And a piece of skin fell in the toilet?
Yeah, then my clip
You
fell
were
in the
like-
toilet, and I grabbed it up, and I was like, well, I'm going to need that. This is embarrassing.
I went to the gyno this week.
Ooh, how'd it go?
Well, when I made the appointment, my primary recommended this guy.
Oh, it's a guy. Cool.
Yeah, and at first I'm like, I don't want to go to a guy.
Yeah, that's a no-no for me.
Then I looked up his picture.
And I looked up his skirt.
Saw he's an older gentleman. So I said, let me see when he got his medical degree. 1975. Okay, I was born in 75. And I'm 51. And I'd say he was in medical school 20 when he was 20. So he's 50, 67, at least 80.
Ooh, that's very cool.
And I've never had an 80-year-old man enter me. And I didn't know if I wanted to.
Uh-huh.
So I was going to cancel.
Yeah. Oh, I would have canceled.
And when I went to get the guy's number, I saw these raving reviews about him.
He treated my vagina with such respect and kindness. He looked at my vagina like it was a whole. What if every review was just like about his vagina?
And I thought, you know what? I'm going to give this guy a chance. And walked in and he had me sit in his office first where he listened to me talk about lipedema for 15 minutes. It was so nice. We talked about hormone replacement therapy. Then he took me in the other room and told me to disrobe. And kind of had an old-timey chair. It wasn't a lay-down bed with stirrups. It was a chair with stirrups. And I put my right leg in and then could not spread enough to get the left on the stirrup.
Oh.
And then he jacked me back. And he goes, put your other leg over there. I can't. I said, I can't. My legs
And
don't
he said,
spread
sure you can.
And then he broke my leg off. No.
He said, sure you can. Oh.
And he did the exam quickly.
Of your vagina?
He did the sticking the long, what's it called, Q-tip in there.
Did he say something like, now you're going to feel some pressure?
Nope.
He
Did it so
didn't.
fast. No.
Just went in.
Went in.
Whoa, that
Well,
is
he
the
said,
difference.
I'm going to put this warm speculum in. Because he had been heating it up under the water. Which I thought was very nice.
Yeah, he'd been heating it up in the microwave.
Metal speculum. And then he did the...
He had it, and he gave me a tea.
Then he did the 2-finger examination.
Now, he did not say that you're going to feel some pressure.
I think I had checked out.
Okay.
And I was trying to make jokes to the nurse.
Yeah.
So that I didn't think about an 80-year-old man inside of me.
Yeah.
And after, they use so much lube.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Not on me.
They always use the lubiest lube.
Huh.
And,
oh, yeah. Yeah.
And then as the lady's putting me forward, he's holding his hand like this because he's got so much lube. He doesn't want it dripping on the floor. And he's like taking the glove, like trying to rip it up. And
He's carrying it like a martini glass.
he's holding it up going, and it was fine. And then he took me back in his office and said, I want to make love. No, he told me some more about the hormones and said that my uterus and my bladder are where they're supposed to be, which is good news.
Yeah, that's really good news.
And I don't think he even really looked at it. I'm sure he did, but he didn't stay down there long. Usually they're like, okay, looks like the lips look good. And then I tried to leave and he just kept talking,
Oh, really?
And I was going to recommend to Chelsea because she needed one. I said he was really good, but I'm going to be honest. He talked so much. In fact, he took his phone out and showed me some old Carol Burnett videos. And
no, he didn't.
I was there for an hour and a half, I think.
What did he show you of Carol Burnett? Did he just look up a video of a sketch that he liked?
He asked me what I did. I told him, and he's like, "Oh, I love, because he's old. I love Carol Burnett and Tim Conway. Tim Conway. Is that his name, Conway?" And he goes,
Tim
you remember that one skit they did where they all couldn't stop laughing? And I was like, I can't remember. So he had to show me. And it was very funny.
Sure.
But I needed to go. I was moving into my apartment that day. That was my move-in day. And I had to go to the bank to get 2 cashier's checks.
Oh, my God. We haven't even talked about the apartment on here yet.
We don't have time. We might have to do it on the next one.
Barbara, what are you talking about?
Well, I'm just going to say the gynecologist was good. I haven't heard back if I'm fine.
What? So hold on. Sorry. He showed you the Carol Burnett videos. What else was he talking to you about? Was he showing you? He
was telling me about some local Nashville comedian he knows. He hasn't been to Zany's in a while.
But I have been to Broadway, and boy, the girls are hot.
Talking about just talking.
Cool.
You know, it's talking about the different hormones and the reasons why some are off the market, some are back on.
Now, did you ask him what he's on? Were you like, now, sir, what kind of hormones are you using for your body type and age?
And he looked very good.
Really?
Yeah.
Attractive?
Very gray hair.
Okay.
Yeah, he's attractive.
Hot?
I mean, he is a little too old for me.
He is old.
He's very old.
There's a threshold.
And then I kept thinking, why doesn't this guy retire? And it's because he likes pussy. There's no other reason for him to stay. He doesn't need to. I saw pictures of his family. His family's taking pictures on the beach.
And they were matching?
They have money.
Were they matching?
I don't think so.
Wow.
So he has money. He can retire at any time, but he just loves servicing women.
I'm in love with the cocoa. Yeah, that's him, dude.
What a nice guy.
That's really great.
He took me up to the front so I could check out. And the nurse, the lady that was the witness when he put his fingers in me was also the lady at the front desk.
The lady that witnessed when he put his fingers in me also witnessed me gasping when he put his fingers in me.
Oh. And I tried to check out. I was going to say, am I good to go? And he just kept talking.
He's like, uh-oh, we got to get you your rabies shot.
He went and got some samples, gave me the samples.
Of what?
Of the hormones.
Oh.
And, some little cheeses. He gave me some cheese, too.
Oh, he gave me a Baby Bell from his pocket. Gave me a Laughing Cow wedge he had stored in his rectum.
And I kept saying, I said twice, so I'm good to go? And they're like, yeah. Would not stop talking. So, yeah, when I recommended him to Chelsea, I go, he's very good, knows his stuff, but he's going to talk your ear off. And that would discourage a lot of people from going. They don't want to be there an hour and a half talking to a man who clearly is keeping the job just to chit-chat.
Yeah. I don't want to be chit-chatting with anyone that long.
So that's that story.
Well, I think that's really great.
Thankfully, my uterus is where it's supposed to be.
That is the best news that you could hope for, because I found out when they went in for my leap that I've got a little leap to the right. Where I'm out of alignment. My cervix hangs to the right.
Well, I mean, they all do, don't they?
We got a stage right hanger.
She's like this.
This is my cervix.
She's like
she's like this. She's like
Ew,
this. She's like
cervix.
She's like this with a driver's license. Justina got a driver's license. That is so cool.
I can't believe it.
Wild. Okay, you can tell our brains are shutting down. I am going to call Rafe right now.
Did he say we could?
Yep, he said, yes, we can take a call.
Take a call and stick it in your hole.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello?
Rafe Williams, you're live on Slop City Podcast. How you doing, babe?
Oh, okay. What's up?
Nothing. Are you in Peoria, Illinois still? Just kidding.
I am in Peoria, Illinois still.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I saw the photo that you took with Richard Pryor. That was very cool.
Okay.
Thought he died.
He did die. It was
Oh.
a statue. But
Okay.
I'll show it to you guys. We'll put it in. We forgot to tell you about something last night. And
You guys finally scissored?
yeah,
Stop.
yeah, we were exploring each other's bodies while watching Mr. Bean the movie. But so listen.
Mr. Bean got those beans rubbed together.
So what are we asking him first to
Does he remember the guy that got kicked out of our flyover show?
Do you remember that? Do you remember the guy that got kicked out of our flyover show?
Hello, I lost you.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can now. What's up?
Do you remember the guy that got kicked out of the flyover show?
The one in the Hot Java?
Yes, the older guy.
Yeah. Of course I remember that guy.
What kind of things was he saying as you were carting him out?
Yeah, can you give us a play-by-play of it, and then we'll tell you why? Whatever you remember.
It was like him and his wife. He had like that Kermit the Frog alcoholic butt, like the old guy that just drank himself down to skin and bones, kind of, but still had like a pot belly. You know what I mean? Like he definitely has like a Harley Sportster in his garage or something that he can't ride because he's got 3 DUIs. But got the. God, what was he saying, dude? He was talking some.
Like, let go of my arm or something?
Wasn't he like, let go of me?
Yeah, he did like the fake. He tried to go back in. He's like, I'm going in. My wife's in there. And I'm like, we're getting your wife right now, man. I'm like, nope, you're done. You're leaving. You've been rude. And like, you're clearly inebriated, man. It's nothing personal. And he goes, I'm going in there. And I go, I promise you're not. He goes, yes, I am. And I go, I promise you, you're not. And then he goes, he went to go by me, and I just like literally just put my hand up, and I go, listen to me, man. You're done. You're leaving. Like this isn't a question. It's a get your coat and get the fuck out of here. And he goes, let go of my arm. And I go, I don't have a hold of your arm. He pushed his arm into my hand and then did like the insurance fall where he's like, oh, he hit me. And I go, and everyone started laughing at him because it was so bad. He did he didn't fall down, but he fell back as if he had been he did the fake, like you ever see somebody walk out in front of a car and like bump it with their hand and then be like, oh, like the fake. I got that on camera, like people trying to set other people up. It was so like egregiously fake that everyone started laughing. And then he got mad. Everybody was laughing at him. And I was like, well, man, what are you doing, dude? And he's just like, oh. I can't remember. He used some phrase that was really funny. God damn it.
I know. It was like, let go of my arm or something weird.
I should write this shit down so you think you're going to remember it. And then.
I know. I wonder if I go back to an episode that we did around then, if we talked about it. Well, okay. Either way.
Why were you wanting to know?
Because that guy came to our show last night.
Oh, I bet he did.
And he got so drunk he fell asleep while I was on stage. And then he ended up getting kicked out and telling Libbie the same thing over and over again.
It was funny.
It was
funny. And he tried to fight the people when he was getting kicked out. a 7-foot black man was
He
carrying
tried to
him.
fight him.
Huh? Yeah, he was doing like an old-timey fist up in the air, like.
Yeah, he didn't do that with me, but he definitely tried to be like, "You better step aside, son." And I'm just like, "Bro, you're literally Kermit the Frog size with his butt. Like,
Yes.
I could physically throw you out of this place like a football right now if I wanted to. Like, just you're not." But it's good to see that he learned his lesson.
We didn't know that was him until we went to the meet and greet, and people were like, "That's the same guy that got kicked out of Flyover." And that's when we realized that this guy is a huge fan, but
I
just
knew he was a fan of yours at Flyover.
but
know this
just
guy was,
can't get it together.
He was a fan because he was saying stuff about like seeing you guys in Chelsea. And he's like, "I've seen them 7 times." I go, if you're a fan, you're disrupting her show. You're doing a terrible thing. And you disrupted everyone around you and you made a scene and now you're not going back in there. And then he's like, "Hell I am. Hell I'm not." And I go,
Rafe,
"I promise you're not." And he goes,
Rafe, he was
but he was also doing that thing where he's trying to like play possum, be like, okay.
but then
And
run
he'd lean
past
against
you.
the bar, and then he'd try to take off. He'd like lean against the bar, and then he'd like not look at me for a second. Then he'd try to take off, and I'd like get between him and the door, and he's like, "Ah!"
Rafe, he was so drunk that when I asked him his name, he said Melissa.
Yeah, I mean, this all tracks.
And he told me that it was Melissa's birthday probably about 12 times. And
Yeah.
I mean, it was great for crowd work because I was roasting him. But he didn't know I was roasting him. He thought
Early
we
or
were
late show.
Late.
He thought me and him were just having a great time together, which it was fun. But he didn't realize that the entire crowd was laughing
Hating
at
him.
him.
Oh yeah.
They didn't even hate him. It was just they were laughing at him, and he thought he was laughing. They were laughing
Was
at the
he
comedy show.
dressed like he rides motorcycles on the weekend?
Yes, he had on a
Yeah.
Santana hat. He's got
Yep.
like a gold, not
Bomber
gold
jacket.
teeth, but like gold wrapped tooth,
Yeah, that was him.
and a cute guy.
Hot. Old man.
His wife at one point got up and just left, went to the bathroom, never came
I
back.
don't know if I can qualify him as a hot old man.
He
but
was pretty. I mean, if he had it together, he'd be hot.
maybe. Maybe it's not the same. The guy I'm talking about like had a beard and just looked kind of scraggly.
Yeah, hot.
Oh, all right.
I like older gentlemen like that, you know?
We were just, we were.
I get it.
It just, when it all came together and we realized, and the fact that we didn't talk about it last night is upsetting.
I mean, he kind of looked like somebody made a wish and a bag of old Wisconsin beef jerky came to life.
I mean, that's a good way to describe it.
So if that's hot older guy, then yes, that's him.
This conversation isn't about shaming what I'm attracted to. This conversation.
I'm not saying that. I mean, like, I'm just trying to I'm trying to make sure we're talking about the same guy.
It's the same guy.
Confirmation.
It is the same guy.
It definitely is.
All of it tracks.
Yeah. It was.
God,
That's
what
all.
did he say to me, man?
I can't.
You got to remember, and we got to.
He tried to talk like he was a lawyer. Like it was some kind of like, but he fucked it up. Where he's just like, it's jurisprudence. It's jurisprudence.
Judas Priest.
He accosted me. It was something like that. Like he was trying to plead his case to the crowd as if he were being mistreated. Which there was like a bouncer there from the venue that's like, we got to get this guy. And like, I mean, I didn't touch him at all. I put my hand up and he like leaned into me and then he goes, like pulled his hand away like I bit him. And he's like, ah! Ah! He accosted me. He accosted me.
Oh my
And
god!
everyone started laughing at him, and then he got mad. Then he got embarrassed, and he stormed out. And he's like, "That's it, I'm leaving." We're like, "Yeah,
That's what we've been trying to do.
yeah, man. That's been our efforts. The audience was on it. short of clapping on his removal, that was like the vibe of everybody around. But
Well, they started to clap when he left, and I go, Dad, you're embarrassing me,
yeah,
because I was playing it up. When I fucked on him for a while, I said like, yeah, it's my dad.
that's the obvious move.
Which got, of course they loved it.
Dude, they freaking loved it.
Well, thanks for your input. We thought that was really special,
Yeah, I wish I could remember exactly what he said to me, but there's something along those lines. And I think it might have been you accosted me now that I'm sitting here thinking about it.
You're going to stop thinking about it, and then you'll remember, and you'll text both of us immediately.
Probably. We had a drunk person here last night. Todd Barry was like saying on stage that she was just like commenting on everything, and he, Todd's very sarcastic, and he's like, "Yeah, staying at the." He goes, Billy Joel had played a show at Madison Square Garden, and then went up to the helipad on top and took a helicopter home and was drinking wine before the place even emptied out. And he's like, "I'm doing that tonight." Because he's playing the Peoria jukebox. And everybody started laughing, and he's like, there's like 60 people at our show, and he goes, "This show's costing me $185,000. And the lady's like, "There's no helicopter pad here." And
Oh, my God.
"Yeah, you dumb bitch. That's why it's funny." And then later he said something about, he's like, "Yeah, I'm staying at the Four Seasons Peoria." And she like, "There's no what? There's the Four Seasons Peoria?" And he goes, "No, lady, again, that's why it's funny." I was like, there's a lady who has the disease where she believes everything you say out loud. Like sarcasm was lost on this lady. Right. She was just like, but it was the same thing. Like, she thought she was participating, and the whole crowd was just like, "Oh my God, please stop."
Yeah. We, other than that,
that's comedy, baby.
That's comedy.
Comedy.
For the most part, it was all good, just kind of one little snafu, but, that's okay.
That was just a gift. That wasn't even a snafu to me.
Just a gift. All right. Well, we just really needed to hear your impression of it.
Last night after he threw up his old timey dukes,
he picked him up and carried him out.
Did he do like the cowardly lion, like put up your dukes type situation?
It was just like, "Oh, you're not kicking me out," and did the dukes up, and the guy literally like picked him up and carried him out, and the guy was just like arms flailing the whole time.
Ah!
And I go, "Ladies and gentlemen, looks like we have a fight on our hands here."
Oh man.
Oh shit. All right. Well, we love you, and thank you for being our correspondent of the day.
No problem. Correspondent from the field, Peoria. I'm Rafe Williams, live from Peoria, Illinois.
Live from the Four Seasons.
Live from the Courtyard Marriott, Four Seasons.
Yeah, well, okay, love you, bye.
Love you, bye.
Thanks, Randy.
Oh, yeah, baby. Well, that leads us to a really great topic before we sign off.
What is it? Uh-oh.
Donald, R.I.P. He's been dead for quite a while now.
How long?
Don't know. I think
3 years?
2021, 2023, 22? Don't know. We could look it up online, but I'm not going to do that.
I feel like I was sitting over there when you told me.
I don't want to remind myself of the horror. But Donald's been gone, and we really haven't had somebody to fill his place.
You can't.
We never will.
He owned a flat plastic film company.
Hi, I'm Donald, and I own the plastic film company. You're looking good today. Either way, nobody can ever fill Donald's place. Nobody will ever
fill you up the way
Nobody
Donald
will ever fill me up the way Donald did, which, again, I was looking at my phone the other day, and I was like, I have so many videos of him that I've got to go through. Could I get sued? Maybe, but guess what? Missouri's a fucking one-party recording state, bitch. So I don't need.
Can't get an abortion here, but guess what? You can do.
Yeah.
Film someone without their consent.
Cannot get an abortion here. There is, some things that are grim, but hey, you could do that. 1, 2, 3, fast. So, Donald was a special guy. He was a special guy because he was also very funny, too. And he didn't realize that he was funny. You know, there's so many great stories we've had from him over the years. Either way, we have got a new guy in town at my bar job.
What's his name?
Bob.
You say Donald. Okay, Bob. That's
Bob.
Robert.
Yep, Robert. And he goes by Bob. And go ahead. What
I
were
was
you
gonna say,
saying?
does he own a plastic film company?
I'm going to be honest. I don't think he owns shit.
Ooh.
But he definitely does not own a plastic film company. So he's been coming into the restaurant for years. I mean, I've waited on him forever. He's always been fucking annoying. You know, I've never really liked him. So this is the thing. I'm not saying that this is a new Donald because he will never bring us the joy and strength and laughter and anger that Donald did. But boy, he's coming up in a close second.
Ooh.
I mean, he is emotional, dramatic, drinks too much, Ubers everywhere, has the bartenders take pictures of him. The guy is
Doing
weird,
what?
sitting there like this. And he looks so fucking stupid. And then, okay, so this is the guy we got. His name is Bob, a.k.a. Robert. So, guys, welcome Bob, a.k.a. Robert, because he is, I promise you, for the next couple of months, you're going to hear about him. This guy, what should we start with? How he looks. Like Mr. Magoo.
Oh, he, bald-headed?
Uh-huh.
Glasses?
Yep. Bald-headed, glasses.
Wait, I always thought Mr. Magoo had glasses.
I did too. I guess it's just we thought that because of the O's on there.
I guess he should be wearing glasses.
Well, if you ask me, this is seeming like a Nelson Mandela effect again. This is seeming like a Nelson Mandela effect.
I thought the man had glasses.
I did too. Don't worry. I'm going to snap a picture of this guy so you can really see him. But picture Mr. Magoo, and the glasses he's wearing is like, you know, the little like beep, bop, bop, bop. Like, hello, I like penny whiffing bikes or penny farting bikes, whatever they're called. You know, oh, God, dude, he's wild. So basically, he's been coming in for a long time. Last few months, he has really rose to the top. He has been causing quite a commotion. I'd say he's 5'5". Okay.
Short king,
Mr. Magoo, Bob. He comes in and this is what he drinks and what he's been drinking lately. He's been getting a Beefeater martini.
Okay.
So he gets a Beefeater martini. And then at the end, when he gets his to-go food, after he has 2 martinis, and let me tell you, he's torched. I think he's getting torched before he's coming in there. Because the stuff this guy is talking about, I mean, this guy is trauma dumping left and right on Trauma Dump City. Oh, God, he loves it. He's a weird guy. So, he drinks Beefeater martinis. He gets a Guinness to go when he orders his food. He Ubers
like a
everywhere.
bottle?
No. So, like draft beer, we just put it in a to-go cup.
Is that legal?
Yeah. Since COVID, state of Missouri, to-go drinks left and right. People be taking them. Yep.
Wild.
Yeah.
Hot ass Guinness.
I mean, obviously, you're not supposed to drink it while driving.
well,
But
that's not going to stop me.
everyone does it. I mean, people, I know they do. They're all crazy. So still, yeah, he drinks the Beefeater, gets the Guinness to go, gets some food to go, whatever. And he is so miserable. I mean, you can just tell how miserable he is with the way that he treats you. And it's odd because some days he's better. Some days he's not. One of the girls it's bartending because I don't really bartend as much anymore. I just like pick up random shifts. So I don't always see him, and he's a bar sitter. So he'll sit at the bar, and when he sits down, he asks you for a martini, and he sits down all, well, yes, I'll have a beefeater martini, Tina. And could you take a picture of me? He's already got it in portrait mode. So this
Wow.
is the first day I experienced this last week. And I haven't even gotten to all the commotion that he's been causing yet. And I'll get there quick because I know we only got like 5 minutes. So he is asked me to take a picture of him. And I thought I did a good job.
Oh, no.
I mean, I took multiple pictures. I was handing them to him. I had already, and I had already made him his martini. I was taking his stupid little fucking pictures, and he moves the stuff out of the way. And the girls told me he's been asking all of us to do this every day when he comes in. I don't know if he's getting pictures for his dating profile. I don't know what the fuck he's doing, but he's asking all of us to take pictures of him every day. So I handed back his pictures. He doesn't like them, and he gets like mad about it. Like I can tell that he is like getting angry. He's like, well, Tina, these are just not very good pictures.
That's not my
No,
fault, Bob.
I don't like them. I'm like, well, I'm not. Guess what, motherfucker? It's not my fault that you look the way you do and you chose to not smile and do this. What are you doing?
How old is Bob?
Bob is probably 75 to 80 years old.
Hmm.
So he's been doing that, getting mad about the pictures. So first martini I made, oh, wow, it was perfect. He kind of catches a tood with me because he doesn't like the pictures. Second martini goes off about how he doesn't want it shaken too long. Never, ever once made this comment. He's been getting these martinis for how long? I don't know. Pisses me off. So he's been doing that. And then the other thing he was doing, this is what really caused a lot of commotion and why he's really a star guy there right now. There's another regular that comes in named Dave. And Bob was sitting down and telling every single person who would listen, every bartender, stopped the owner, everybody in this fucking place. He's like, yeah, this guy Dave, he's a really bad guy. He actually doesn't like Jews. And he's going on. Yeah.
What the
Uh-huh. This guy, Dave, he's like pointing. And this guy's like 5-something. Dave, 6'5". Old man. Both of them, very old men. They're feuding, basically. These guys are both talking shit on each other and did for a month straight. While they're sitting, Bob would be like, he doesn't like Jewish people. Can you believe that? And you know what they got in a fight about and what Bob would, yeah, the guy lent me $500 and I haven't paid him back. But he is not a good guy. He is and he's just talking bad about Dave.
While he's sitting over there on the other side of the bar?
3 seats over. It's some of
And
the
what's Dave saying?
Dave is like, yeah, this fucking idiot over here owes me $500 fucking dollars. I don't know what the fuck he's doing, It is the weirdest little feud in the world, and they're elderly. I don't know if they're wealthy men or what they are.
Probably.
Here's what I'll tell you. I've heard Bob doing some voice to text. Now listen, it was your mother's dying wish.
Stop!
For the family to all still be together and spending time. And I'm sorry. So I've heard him do that.
Oh.
I mean, this guy is not okay. Trauma dump.
Your mom's dying wish.
Bob is trauma dumping on everyone. And I've seen him do it. His sister died a month ago. Can't stop talking about it. I'm not saying that you can't grieve or do whatever.
Was it the sister whose dying wish is would the family still be together?
No, that was his mother.
Okay.
That was his late wife.
Okay.
So,
okay.
I mean, he is really, like I said, guy's unraveling.
He's got no one.
He has no one. He's unraveling, and he's in a loop. He does the same thing almost every day.
That's Donald.
He finally calmed down, though, on the, Dave stuff because we checked him. We were like, listen, motherfucker, if you ain't going to do shit about this, we've seen you in here the last month. You're corralling everyone. You're talking to everyone about what a bad guy Dave is. Guess what? I don't give a fuck you owe Dave $500, Bob. What I do give a fuck about is you trying to get us all to talk to you about it. This ain't my fight, motherfucker. I was like, you need to go over there and talk to him. I'm
Or
not
go
dealing
take
with
it in
this.
the parking lot.
What are you doing? You know what I mean? It was just the weirdest thing. And these are old white
These
men.
are adults.
These are adult white men who are saying things like, yeah, they're all liberals, all of them. They're all, I mean, and they're arguing about, I don't even know what they're arguing about, but basically they've had this little fight across from each other over like the last 4 days. It has been wild. So there's that. And then the other day.
God.
Oh, yeah, dude. And then Bob is sitting, crying, little tears coming out while he's at the bar. Yeah, Tina, today was my sister's funeral, and I was a coward. That was what he said. I mean, so loud. But then I heard him say that same sentence
To someone else.
to every single person that sat next to him.
Did anybody
that
say,
evening?
why were you coward, Bob?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, dude. People are talking it up with him. And then it's like, at first, when people hear him talking about everything, they're all like, oh, God, this guy, wow, he's really struggling. Let me talk to him. And then I look over 5 minutes later, everybody's like,
Why was he a coward?
he didn't go to his sister's funeral.
Oh.
Yeah. I couldn't do it, which is fine. I get it. I told him, I said, hey, Bob, listen, I couldn't be there when we put my dog down, okay? What are you going to do? But I didn't tell him that. I just looked at him and I said, oh, my God, I'm so sorry. And I was like, sorry, the phone's ringing. And I lied.
And he's like, I don't hear it.
Yeah. No, he is really a hot ticket. Just a really interesting guy. And the feud they had is the funniest thing in the world. I mean, he's literally sitting 4 seats down from this guy, acting like...
That's such old guy behavior.
And I mean, I literally was like, why are you... I look at him one day, I go, why are you talking to me about this? I go, what am I going to do? I said, I'm not a debt collector or bill...
And he owes him money.
I know.
Why are you bragging about that?
Why are you telling everyone that you didn't pay someone back? And then you're in here 6 nights a week spending $70 a night. And you're like, yeah, he doesn't like Jewish people.
No,
But
he doesn't
also-
like you, Bob, because you won't pay him back.
Yeah, Bob, he doesn't like you because you're trauma dumping and crying everywhere you go. Just a wild man. But yeah, he's got some really interesting voice texts. I mean, every time I hear, it's just, your mother wanted. I'm like, okay, so these are family group texts. I'm like, is he sending photos of himself to the family group text? What's he doing?
And the poor people who are receiving these guilt-inducing messages.
And just the people sitting around him. I mean,
Your mother's dying wish. Like, don't say that to
Yeah.
somebody.
Yeah, Mr. Magoo, what are you talking about? You're getting so drunk and saying the weirdest stuff. So there we go. That's the update.
I can't wait to hear more about it.
on that, and I'll make sure to send y'all a picture of him someday.
Yeah.
Not until
when
he
you
dies.
take a picture of him,
Mm-hmm.
airdrop it to your phone.
Good call. That's exactly what I'm gonna do.
He'll never know.
Oh no, he won't know shit. And guess what? I'm gonna see him tomorrow night, bartending. Well, hell yeah, dude. We did that thing. Libbie Higgins, let's give a big applause to her again. Did her first headlining weekend here in St. Louis at the Comedy Club. Maybe she did one show before, I don't know, but not like this.
Not
So-
at the comedy club.
Hey, I'm proud of you. Hey. That's that, brothers. We're done. We're here. We're done. And we love ya.
And cut.
Yeah. I'm doing a sex act.
You're writing it.
I'm a sex act.
Ranch!